It's 4 a.m. Dharan is waking. Not far from the centre, over 100 young men queue up outside the British Gurkha camp, desperate for the chance to serve a country and a queen thousands of miles away.
Today we got one hilly district, that's Dharan, and we got 5 Tarai districts. Normally they're farming background, especially in Tarai district, they're farming backgrounds, and hilly district also farming background. But nowadays most of the boys from the hills do come down to the cities, near cities, for a better education, better life, or probably better facilities as well. Yeah.
As dawn breaks, the potential recruits, or PRs, are moved down the line. This year, the recruiting campaign was bigger than ever before. Recruiting officers advertised on every one of Nepal's 72 radio stations and travelled to all corners of the country, gathering young men together on football pitches, tennis courts and in cafes. They modernised their website. Recruits could even email Deputy Head of Recruiting Major Sandy Nightingale personally. And they did.
I do get quite a few emails from PRs asking some quite various questions, from are my teeth okay, with photographic evidence. What we're trying to do is dispel the myth that only certain Nepalis can join the British Army. It's still amazing to me that people think it's only certain castes, people think that you have to be rich, people think all kinds of things that are all wrong. We will take anyone who's good enough. We make sure there's a British officer on every single stand as well, just so no one could think, oh, I'm a Gurung, he's a Rai, maybe he's going to give me a worse mark.
We love to see different castes increasing so that we can prove that we have given equal opportunity to every single caste or people.
Due to the searing heat, the 800-metre run has become the first test of the day, and the locals have turned out to cheer the boys on, or perhaps eye up the competition.
Stand by, go!
With the futures of so many potential recruits resting on the selection process, there is no room for human error.
Every single score that's written down gets checked by someone else. Before it goes onto our computer system, it's checked again. Once it's on the computer system, it's checked again. And then at the end of regional selection, we'll get the printout of the order of march of 3,000 people. And I personally will check every single score of those who are selected. Then the Chief of Staff will check every single score of those who are selected. In order to understand fairness, you have to understand Nepali society generally. Nepal is a country where people pay money to get just about everything. And therefore, for us to kind of display ourselves as being free, fair and transparent, we have to go to huge lengths to convince people that that's the case. We'll tell them not to pay money to anyone to get into the British Army. Everything is black and white, as much as it can be. And that can seem harsh, because there's no deviation from the line, but it's the only way to make it fair.
The first exam is math.
Similarly, in the exam hall, every question must be new and unique. By 3 p.m, the test paper will be in the local bazaar, being sold for a few rupees.
Well, writing the papers is extremely difficult. We do keep them under strict lock and key, and then in order to generate those papers, to proofread those papers, to proofread them again and again, because if there are any dramas on the day, it is unfortunately a cohort of young boys who are going to suffer, and we do not want that to happen.
One focus of this year's campaign has been to filter out potential problems early to avoid wasting recruits' efforts, emotions and money. Major Nightingale has therefore introduced a new test to regional selection. Hyperextending elbows, some call it noodle arm, is an immediate fail, so this is now checked early. Throughout the day, if the recruits fall short on anything, they head straight to the dreaded Chautari and then home.
The biggest challenge is to filter them out. We can't get everyone, so we have to leave some of the good PRs behind.
These boys will give everything to try and get into the British Army. I'm not saying that a British soldier is not equally motivated to join the British Army, but the difference with these guys is their whole families put pressure on them to join the British Army. If they get into the British Army, their whole family's life will change forever. And that's the context that we're working with.
1456 Nischal.
Yes, sir.
1460 Prajwal.
Yes, sir.
1468 Pradeep Kumar.
Yes, sir.
For some of today's young men, the news is devastating. The recruiting staff are very protective of them. They won't allow anyone to speak to the PRs. Today is too important. The chosen few will be invited back to selection in January, where they'll compete for one of the 320 spaces available in the Gurkha units of the British Army of 2019. Only 3% will make it. Hannah King, Forces News, in Dharan, Nepal.